Could Manchester United be about to make the hugely ambitious signing of Carlos Baleba? Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome to another video. Today's video is going to centre around this man right here, Brighton's Carlos Baleba, who tonight is under heavy transfer speculation, linking him with a move to Manchester United. Yes, that is the big news tonight that a lot of people are jumping on. A lot of people, including David Ornstein, have stated that both Manchester United and Brighton have open talks tonight about exploring the possibility of the 21-year-old joining Manchester United from the Seagulls in what could be a mega money move. We're going to be talking about the potential of this move. We're going to be talking about what David Ornstein has said and a lot more to do with this story. But before we go any further in discussing all of that and much more, I would like to remind you all to please like the video and also subscribe if you are new. Both things will always and forever be greatly appreciated. And I also encourage you all as well to get involved in the comments section. I'm sure we have a lot of interesting thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it on this story. So please do make sure you use and abuse that comment section, people, and let me know what you guys are thinking and feeling. I'm sure what you have to say will make for great and interesting reading that I can't wait to read from you all. So please do get involved, and without further ado, let's get on with the story ourselves. Let's talk Carlos Baleba and a potential move to Manchester United this summer. This is huge. This is huge for Manchester United if this is genuine. Obviously, as a Liverpool fan, I will try and tackle these stories as fairly and as neutrally and as openly as possible. And I don't like it because I think Carlos Baleba is a fantastic player and a fantastic midfielder. And obviously, he will strengthen, improve and upgrade Manchester United if he does go there. So, of course, I don't want this story to happen. I don't want this story to materialise into reality. However, if I am to be honest and neutral about it, this would be a stupidly ambitious and ridiculously good move for Manchester United as things currently stand right now with the club. The news broke tonight from a number of different sources. Got to big up again a lot of other sources that are out there that maybe not so long ago weren't exactly the most credible of sources, that suddenly this transfer window especially have turned things around. But it was really David Ornstein, of course. He's the main guy that if he jumps on it, you know there is definitely some legitimacy and some weight behind these kinds of stories. And he's the one, again, who jumped on this one. He basically said that Manchester United contact Brighton via intermediaries to explore conditions of deal for Carlos Baleba. Brighton do not plan to sell this summer, and all sides are aware move may be unrealistic, but Manchester United keen and should know in coming days if plausible or not. That's massive. It's massively ambitious for Manchester United. And it's clever as well. Like, once you put it in the public domain, the ball is then in the court of not just the selling club, but the player as well. But like what Liverpool did with Alexander Isak. Is it just throwing it out there to maybe unsettle Brighton a little bit? To unsettle the player a little bit? To then, in turn, unsettle the club he's currently at? Is it to maybe get a better deal? Maybe to force Brighton's hand a little bit? There are certain things there, like playing a game of chess, I guess you could say, in terms of these transfer negotiations, that maybe Man United have tried to maybe use these underhand tactics a little bit. And I say that with, obviously, my club doing the same thing with Isak and maybe other players down the years. These kind of tactics are what happens in negotiations. We know this. We've seen this 1,000,001 times. It's not out of hand for teams to do this. Because as we know, this is going to take a lot of money. This is going to take a lot of obstacles to overcome. As David Ornstein says, Brighton don't want to sell, but it's going to take a lot of money to. And the overall consensus seems to be that it's going to be around about 100 million that Brighton are looking for. Now, as we know, Brighton are a selling club. So I'd say Brighton fans, but of course you are. You know, you've made a lot of money over the years, especially from the likes of Chelsea, on selling big name players. You sold Moises Caicedo for about 115 or odd million, somewhere around about there. You sold Cucurella for just over 60 million, I believe. João Pedro went this summer for 50 million. You sold Ben White for 50 odd million, and you know there's probably a number of other players that you've sold for big money as well down the years. Brighton are a selling club, so there's always going to be a deal there. Even if Brighton are reluctant to sell, if the money talks and the money is right, there is going to be a deal there to be done. And if United can get that deal done, with the way that they're going about things, it may take a long time, but they're probably going to explore to look to do it. We know that obviously Baleba's been on Manchester United's radar for a long, long time. Even before, I believe, he was at Brighton. I do believe that United were looking at him even from that far out. But it is going to be a difficult deal to be done. Brighton aren't going to move quickly. But it could happen. Now, as we know, the financial aspect is going to be a massive sticking point. And it's strange because a few days ago it seemed that Man United were in financial ruin. It seemed that after spending big on two big players of Bryan Mbeumo and Matheus Cunha already this summer, it seemed as though United's plan for the rest of the transfer window was basically they're going to have to sell to buy. And it's obviously been difficult for them to sell players. It's proving difficult for them to move players on. But if they're confident that they can sell players, then they're probably confident that a deal can be reached here. Or at least they're exploring the possibility, as again what David Ornstein has said right here. Either that, or maybe Sir Jim Ratcliffe has found a lot of money down the back of his sofa. Maybe he went to a casino and put the rest of Man United's transfer budget all on red and came out winning big. I don't know. But either way, it does seem like United are going to have to sell to buy in this scenario, but it doesn't have to be in that order. They could buy and then sell. If they're that confident that they are going to sell, then that would be the order. Otherwise, maybe they are taking the hit on FFP. Maybe they are taking the hit on FFP. Maybe they'll go, right, we'll take a bit of a points deduction, but overall it's going to benefit the team in the long run, even if we don't get the sales that we want and need. Maybe that could be the case as well. You can have your own opinions on whether that's right or wrong. It's just a possibility that I'm throwing out there. Overall, this is a massive move for Man United to be exploring. A massively ambitious move that I'm sure will get the Man United fans excited and optimistic at the prospect of seeing this incredible talent grace Old Trafford in a Manchester United shirt. It's a big possibility. It is an open possibility in my mind, given the way that obviously Brighton are a selling club. Man United will always find a way to get these transfers to be possible. And like I say, now it's in the public domain, this could really upset Baleba. And what they are going to potentially get in this situation is a player who is a top midfielder, in my opinion. Like, yes, for his age, he's still a little rough around the edges. Yes, he's still a little raw, but you'd expect that from a 21-year-old. Let's not forget, he's 21 years of age. By the midway point of next season, he's going to be 22. So he's still young. He's still got room to grow. With plenty of experience, he's going to evolve his game. Being around better players, with all due respect to Brighton as well, is going to obviously help him as well. The likes of Bruno Fernandes being there, and you know, working off Mbeumo and Cunha, and these kind of players that are in similar sort of age group, and obviously can help grow. And obviously with the ambitious project that Man United are putting forward right now, it will help Baleba go further. And not only that as well, but when you look at him right now, he's so good on the ball, so technically gifted. He's so press resistant as well. He's got a lovely sort of awareness about him of where his players are on the pitch, where the opposition players are on the pitch. And you can give him the ball in any kind of position and he knows exactly what to do with it, where to go, how to beat the press, how to break the lines. And he's an excellent ball carrier as well. He's just so good with the ball at his feet. And that's on top of obviously his defensive contributions, his blocks, his tackles, his work rate, his dirty work, the industrious side of the game. He is so good at all of that and much more, that this would be a fantastic move for United. There is no doubt in my mind about it. This would be certainly a fantastic move for Manchester United if they can pull this off. I don't want them to. Like I say, as a Liverpool fan, I do not in any way, shape or form condone this. I don't want this to happen. But I cannot deny how good of a move this would be for Manchester United if they were to pull this off. And I personally think that it's going to prove to be difficult. I personally think that it's going to be awkward for them to do. There's a lot of hurdles. There's a lot of obstacles to overcome, like I mentioned before. Mainly the financial side of the deal, I would imagine. But as I said before, Brighton are a selling club. There's always an opportunity and a chance there. And not only that, but if United are completely sold on this, they will then go for it. Does that mean they get Baleba? Maybe, maybe not. But I do think they are starting to now look towards a midfielder. I personally think they should definitely look towards more of a goalkeeper. And there is talk of Gianluigi Donnarumma. And I think that is, again, another ambitious move. But I do think like that should be the priority, maybe more so than anything. Because as much as like your front three now of Mbeumo, Cunha, and obviously if this Sesko thing does actually turn out to be genuine and legit, pull off as well, then that's your attack sorted. You've got to worry about the other end of the pitch because it's alright having a good attack, but if you can't keep goals out, you're probably not going to win as many points as you would like. So yeah, I'd probably focus on that first, but there's no denying that if the opportunity does come up for Baleba, if this exploration of a potential move for one of the brightest midfielders in the Premier League right now does become apparent, you go for that move. It is very opportunistic, it is a worthwhile signing, and it is very much a case of go for it. And they really, really should go for it. This should be a big move for Manchester United to pull off. A monumental move. A very ambitious move, but one that should excite the fans. One that should get the taste buds and the appetites or wet of anticipation and all of that kind of stuff. Because, like I say, I do rate Baleba highly. And I hate that I'm talking about it in a Manchester United kind of context. But that is the news that is coming out tonight about Carlos Baleba and Manchester United. Does seem like they will eventually sign a midfielder. It may not be Baleba. Maybe they'll move on to an alternative. I know Edison of Atalanta has been talked about, and I know that like there's still a lot of mystery surrounding the future and speculation of someone like Douglas Luiz, for example. So there could be other cheaper alternatives out there that maybe I would assume like certain journalists may link United to in the coming days, should of course Brighton's stance remain strong on Baleba. But it does seem like United are moving in the direction of maybe moving towards a midfielder for this summer, and Carlos Baleba is seemingly top of that list. What a signing this would be for Manchester United. Fingers crossed it doesn't happen. Can't stress that enough. Fingers crossed this definitely does not happen. But if it does, it would be a phenomenal signing, in my opinion, for Manchester United. And that absolutely hurts and kills me to say. So, stay strong, Brighton. Stay strong. But at the end of the day, Baleba to Manchester United is certainly something that is possible and could be on the cards for this summer. Look, those are just the thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever I'm going to call it, of this guy. I want to know what you guys think. What do you make of the potential of Carlos Baleba going to Manchester United this summer? It is an open story right now. It is very much the beginning of this tale, it seems, tonight, with all the reports going around. But I want to know what you guys are thinking and feeling, so drop your thoughts and comments and all of that good stuff into the comments section down below. Let me know what you guys are thinking and feeling. Can't wait to read all of those. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you are new or want to see more content like this. Both things will always and forever be greatly appreciated. And as always, thank you all so much for watching and listening. I've been Fletch. This has been another Fletch Talks video. And I'll see you speak to you all again soon in another video or live stream or whatever it may be. Cheers guys, thanks again for watching. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your night. Speak to you all again very, very soon.